Hey Caffeine, watch this! I can instantly kill the full health of Lubin without letting him touch me? Can you imagine the burst damage? I can keep invading their jungle and take their resources without going back home to sleep. Even if I lag, I still can escape successfully. She is the first Queen Mother in Chinese history, and she acts like a crow disappeared without a trace. She is the only hero in the gorge who can control the smartest bird, which is the crow, which can make people fear all the time. Even SWAT can't do anything to her. Wait, why is the crow I know this kind? Welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, I will take you into this hero, Miyue. She is a mage fighter hero, same like Heino, but Heino cannot play in the jungle, whereas Miyue can. In this video, we will cover Miyue all skills, items, Arcana builds, combo skills, and last will be Miyue tips and tricks. Without further ado, let's dive into today's topics. Starting from Miyue skills. Let's talk about Miyue first skill, Dark Transfer. Once we output, there is a crow fly toward dealing damage to enemies. Then we can see the button. We still can click one more time. Once we click, we'll be transferred to your crow position and deal another damage to the nearby target. If we click early, then we'll be transferred near. If we lets the crow fly to the max, then we can be transferred to the max distance. The distance will be quite far. That's all for her first skills. Easy to understand, right? Let's move to her second skill, Ravenous Tether. We can only deal one target. Once we output it, we'll send out a tether that can link the enemy. During the linking, it will slow down the enemy's movement, dealing damage and self-recovered up to 4 seconds. If the distance is too far, the tether will be broken, similar to Ming's second skill, an Ogren basic attack, which needs to maintain some distance from the enemies. Still have one important aspect of her second skill, will be it will increase her self-basic attacks and decrease enemies' basic attacks. Clear? Come to Miyue Ultimate Umbral Moon. This will be the most simple skill to understand. Once we click the ultimate, we will turn into a shadow ball for up to 2 seconds. And it will remove all controls and debuffs we had, of course, except for suppress control. During the Shadow Ball, our movement will increase and be untargetable, which can immunize all the effects. After turning back, it will deal damage to nearby enemies. When we click Ultimate, it will deal 1 damage. Return back will also deal another damage. Total deal twice the damage by her ultimate. Now talk about her passive Eternal Youth. Her passive is not really hard to understand. Just listen carefully to my explanation. Every time we use one of her skills, we can summon 2 crows to circle around us.
Special skills.
Maximum of 6 crows we can summon. This crows will help us deal damage to nearby enemies and restoring her health. It will deal extra damage to minions. When the crows disappear, we can see there is a crow's power. Once the power is finished, the crow will disappear. How to maintain the power line. We can use any of our skills or basic attacks and also increase the power. That's all for Miyue all skills. Hope you are fully clear about her skills. Now we will talk about her combo skills. The most common combo skills will be 1, 2, 3. We can output our crow fly toward first, and once reach the enemies, we can direct transfer, then direct link the enemies to decrease their damage and movement speed. Then keep attack the enemies a while. Once we want to give the last hit or escape, then only click our ultimate. If we are ambushed, we can use the second skill to link the enemy first, then keep the basic attack, find the suitable direction, output our first skill, and then ultimate. Very easy, right? That's it for Miyue combo skills. Now let's move to her items and Arcana builds. For Clash Lane builds, you can follow these sets. This is burst magical damage, which can kill those glass cannon heroes in just seconds. For jungle builds, you can follow these sets. This sets of builds allow us more than 10,000 health in the late game, which is quite a tank and can easily take down enemies' marksmen. Of course, if there are many mage enemies, then we can abandon Spike Mail and choose Augur's Word. If there are many health recovery enemies, we can change to Blazing Cape Clears. Come to our golden tips. Here are some helpful tips for your reference. First tips, for her second skill, even enemies standing behind us, we still can link the enemy. Second tip, Miyua first skill transfer time is enough to finish our ultimate. Once we click the first skill, we need to directly click our ultimate, and once the ultimate ends, we can faster click the first skill to transfer. This very useful for takedown those less health enemies and escape immediately. Or stealing dragon, oh yes, during her ultimate you can use smite to steal the dragon. Third tip, our passive crow attack will be influenced by the crow's flying speed. You can see the distance between standing far and close to the enemies, and we can see for the close distance we can deal more damage. So when we farm, we can keep standing close to the monster or minions. Fourth tip, before we get into a team fight, we can link the minions to increase our damage first. It's the same damage we link between minions and enemies. Last but not least, we can use Miyue's second skill to detect the brush if we link, which means there is an enemy ambush inside the brush for first, and ultimate is unable to detect the brush. Last tip, when we recall during the recovery, we can throw our first skill first. Once it is full, we can direct transfer, so we can save some movement time. That's all for Miyue tips. Here is my conclusion. This hero is quite fun to play. You can keep provoking the enemies and make them feel foolish. You can steal their monster and escape immediately, especially if you are over farming than the enemies and there is no suppress control enemies. Then I would say you are definitely unstoppable.
I'm unstoppable. I'm a poster with no brakes.
You can directly keep invasion their jungle because her 1-3-1, very invincible, no one can catch you. You can keep healing and deal damage to the enemies. That's all for today's video. If you learned something from this video, welcome, subscribe, and give a thumbs up. I will appreciate it and see you in the next video.